Hi everyone, this is Sarah. Cedric's with me today. He's probably going to talk, but you're not going to hear us for long because this is going to be more of an ASMR editing video than it is a story time like I've been doing, just because there's only so many stories at this point, and I like posting videos weekly. So this is you getting a chance to see more of me editing Citation Needed, the next book in the 21st Century Austen series. Book 7, because most of you aren't reading Sweeten Up Jenny Darcy on Patreon, where there is exclusive access. You can read that next year if you don't want to start reading it now, but why aren't you starting it now? It's so much freaking fun. It's a candy store story, and it's Pride and Prejudice with a gender swap. But let's talk a little about Citation Needed, just so you get a sense of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And then I'm going to amp up the volume on the editing audio so that you can hear the pen scratches and papers flipping. So Citation Needed is going to be book 7 in the 21st Century Austen series, and it is a second modernization of Persuasion. The one modern Persuasion was a modernization. Oh, there's so many words that are the same. Anyway, this is a gender swap one also. In this case, Wentworth is a woman and Anne is a man. Wentworth is Penny Smith, who you'll have met in Modern Persuasion. She was the Mrs. Smith character there, and now she is our Captain Wentworth. And her Anne Elliot is Mason. I haven't picked a last name for him. Feel free to suggest last names down below. I'm happy to take suggestions at this point. Also, character names. Get them while they're free, because these might be something people will have to pay for in the future. But there are a few unnamed characters at this point. This book, though, is set around academia. We're back at Lecoq and within the bubble of Lecoq State. Yes, Lecoq is entirely a cock joke. They're fighting game cocks because they're Lecoq, yeah. And Penny, if you remember her from Modern Persuasion, if not, go read her. She is disabled. She is a wheelchair user. She lives on Cape Cod, but this is the story of her time at Lecoq State as a PhD student, and how poorly that ended between her and Mason. And now she is back. She is professionally in the circle of advocacy for disability and accessibility. So she works with an organization that increases accessibility on online platforms. A lot of her work revolves around Wikipedia and making sure sites like Wikipedia are accessible across, that they're universally designed rather than designed for those of us who are abled. So she does a lot of work with universal design, and it starts at Lecoq State, where they are hosting a Wikipedia conference. In real life, this is WikiCon North America. I might change the name, I might not, because I love these people so much, and I have hinted that I'm writing this book at so many past events that I feel like it would be a cheat to change the name like I did for Book Expo and PubCon. And I'm using the name Wikipedia. It's not like I'm changing that. She is reintroduced to Mason, who is our Anne Elliot and has been there and is depressed, and then the story goes from there. So it deals a lot with universal design as being something that lifts all of us, not just for those who have a bigger need. But also, it deals with Lois Fairfax as not a positive person in this environment. She is problematic for Penny. She is not Penny's ally the way she is Carrie's ally in Unraveling Carrie Woodhouse, or Amelia's mentor and Love and War in Woodhouse Hall. She is definitely Penny's enemy, and uses Mason to her own end. And I think Lois Fairfax is a wonderful character because she is quite complex, depending on which character's point of view we're in. And yes, she has a future. She is a major part of what is coming up, including this first spin-off series that I'm so excited about and really want to start writing but can't. Anyway, I am just doing, or if you've seen other videos of me editing this book, you know what I'm doing. But for those who haven't, I am rereading what I wrote back in November, and I'm going through each scene and making notes about what happened, because I didn't write it the way you're going to read it. And as I have learned more, the story is evolving. So there's a lot more about strengths-based assessment and thinking versus deficit thinking and assessment. There is a lot more emotion that I need to add, and I'm very much looking forward to being able to share that with you. But for now, I'm just reading and making my notes and highlighting what I need to highlight, so that when I go back and write this second draft next month or this month, I don't know when I'm going to write it, but I'm going to write it. That way, when I do write it, whenever that is, I am writing the story that I have evolved it to be. So, from here, I'm going to shut up.
I'm not sure I understand.
Siri doesn't understand. Hopefully you do. But from here, I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to amp up the volume so that you can have the ASMR experience for the rest of this video. Enjoy!